I am Dana Malcolm. Rashid Esson is here with me. This is your evening edition of Top Stories for December 6th, 2023. Coming up, it's the news that matters most.
Moving money from one site to the next, lots of cash transactions make you vulnerable? Need eyes on your investments no matter where you are? Are you looking for professional security escorts for your high net worth guests? Want to support Neighborhood Watch with skill patrols? Sounds like you need security solutions at Spence Security Services. Established in the Turks and Caicos since 1998. Get armored truck escort services from $150 and contact Spence Security for free consultation. Dependable, professional service you can trust. That's Spence Security.
The Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police and the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation are both confirmed to be looking into accusations of the very public sexual assault of a TC Islander living overseas while she was in the country last month. The woman who reached out to speak to Magnetic Media made it clear she was telling her story not just to get justice, but to empower other women to be vocal as well. During a visit to the Turks and Caicos on November 4th to bury her brother, the woman was publicly groped at her brother's graveside by a man wearing the uniform of the funeral company her family had hired to lay their loved one to rest. She described the traumatic event as the man fondled her chest area, holding her from behind, while others looked on and did nothing. The man was scolded by another employee, she says, and the woman finally managed to wrench herself free. After the ordeal, she says she was ghosted by the funeral company, who did not contact her to apologize, despite another employee witnessing the event. And when she contacted them, there was no response. That is until she took to social media, and even then, she says, the concern was more about potential damage to the funeral home than her mental state. The woman tells us that the attack has set her back years. She now wants other women to be brave enough to report their abusers. It's what she did, reported the matter to the Royal TCI Police, and as a U.S. citizen, to the FBI. The Department of Disaster Management and Emergencies, DDME, participated in the global celebration of International Volunteer Day yesterday, December 5th, under the theme, If Everyone Did. It culminated a week and a half of activities, which included an awards ceremony for volunteers who have helped with various projects under the DDME. Presenting prizes to a variety of volunteers were the Minister, Jamel Robinson, and DDME Director, Allison Gordon. Magnetic Media is your news leader. Rashid Esson is coming up next with regional stories.
There's only one place in Providenciales where you can really feel your duty-free savings, and that's at Sam's Club on Leeward Highway. Duty-free bread basket items on top of Sam's Club already low prices? If you're not shopping at Sam's Club, you're paying too much.
It's now time for your regional top stories. I'm Rashid Esson. The UN Security Council has the situation between Guyana and Venezuela on its agenda today. It follows the announcement by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro that he plans to enforce the referendum for Guyana's Essequibo. Guyanese President Irfan Ali, in a national address Tuesday night, calls that promise a threat.
This is a direct threat to Guyana's territorial integrity, sovereignty, and political independence, and in violation of fundamental principles of international law enshrined in the UN and OS charters.
The escalating tension over the oil-rich swath of land was last week addressed in a two-day conclave. The U.S. Embassy in Guyana confirmed that top American and Guyanese military officials were in talks aimed at sharpening the CARICOM nation's readiness and its abilities to respond to any security threats. Inflation in the Bahamas is down, according to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, which revised its economic growth projection for the country following its recent visit to the archipelago. The IMF previously estimated a growth projection of 1.8%, which is now 2.3%, according to Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Halkidis, who defended the country's economic performance. Halkidis also announced that the Bahamas' economy was now fully recovered from the shocks of the coronavirus pandemic. Magnetic Media is your news leader.
There is a butcher and store at the new Sunny Foods at the Blue Hills Roundabout. Visit the store for the same Sunny service, same Sunny selection, same Sunny savings. Sunny Foods in 5 Keys, Sunny Foods in Grand Turk, 2 locations, Sunny Foods now in Blue Hills. Sunny says no one beats his prices. No one.
After failing to reach an agreement with the overseas territories during the Joint Ministerial Council in November in the United Kingdom, UK Parliament will be debating the potential setup of public registers of beneficial ownership in the overseas territories and Crown dependencies this Thursday. The TCI is listed by the UK as one of the countries with significant interest in the financial industry. The country is trying to mandate that all companies declare their owners in a publicly accessible document, as is done in the United Kingdom. While the UK cannot legislate for Crown dependencies without the consent of local government, they can make and hand down laws for the overseas territories. That is it for this edition of the news. Remember, for details on these stories or more, check out The Magnate or visit our website at magneticmediatv.com. I am Dana Malcolm. Thank you for joining us. Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production.